Hi Michelle, this is Megan, obviously. Um, I'm going to walk you through the algebra slides today, and then I figured you could just use this video at the end. I'll thumb through them again, thumb through the slides, and you can just pause and then switch and play to go on to the answers, because I have kind of problems, answers, problem, answers. So right away you can have this up on the screen if you want to either just pause it or continue. You can do whatever. Have the kids work on this right away. They should just come in and know what they're doing with daily math. I don't really have a seating chart in this class. They know where to sit, and if they're not there, I'm not hugely offended by that. I have a list there of names. You can just take attendance and send it down just as usual. Yeah, give me notes on anybody that all day deserves having their name written down, and I will deal with that accordingly on Friday. So after daily math, here's the answers to daily math. They're pretty straightforward. I'm assuming they should know how to do this. If you want to talk about plugging x in, or 10 in for x, it's just negative 4.2 times 10 plus the 7.8. That's how they get the negative 34.2, and as well over here. And then on Tuesday, I forgot to give this class for algebra half of the quiz, so I have a post-it note on the table there of that half. So if you could just have them finish that and turn it in. When they're done with that, they'll have to get out their note sheets from Learning Target 5. If somebody didn't watch that video, they need to head to the back of the room and watch those videos on the computers. Will you write that down if anybody didn't do that, because I keep track of those who are not watching their videos. Before class, they were asked to calculate and interpret the rate of change for this table. So you can have them get that out, maybe talk to a partner, and then here is the work there. They can calculate the rate of change by taking a y2 value minus a y1. Any of these y2 values, all of these y's, the second one minus the first one gets us 75. Our constant rate there is 75. For y's, that's a rise, and our constant rate is 50 for the x's. That reduces to 15 over 10, 3 over 2, or 1.5. And then they were asked to interpret that rate of change. So that would mean you can kind of have them talk in partners. That would mean for every 1.5, or for every one bottle sold, there's $1.5 of profit, or for every 2 bottles sold, there's 3, 10, and 5, 50, and 75. So then they have an investigation in their notes. It's the last page of their note sheets. It looks like this. They have a table here that they're supposed to fill out. Their independent variable is the altitude of this plane climbing. The dependent variable is the temperature. The temperature drops as the plane climbs. They're supposed to find the changes here. So 1,000 to 1,500 is obviously 500. 7.7 to 4.2 is a negative 0.35. And then all of these ratios should equal negative 0.007. And then they're asked to write an equation from that. To find the y-intercept, they could either have gone back to 0 and added to get to 14.7, or they could have plugged in a point here. I plugged in 1,007.7 and then solved for b to get 14.7, so you could go through that with them as well. And then they're asked for the real world, meaning this would be the temperature at sea level, and then for every meter the plane climbs, it drops 0.007 degrees Celsius. After that, I want them to take some notes. So everything on this slide needs to go in their note sheets, and then we're going to go through some practice problems. And then here, these should be standard for them, rate of change and y-intercept. So there's work here. All these have work that they can look at, or answers you can go through as a class, and then hopefully this one caused Wednesday's class a little trouble. Our rate of change is 10 over 100, so that reduces to 1/10. And then they can either go backwards to get to 0, -5, or again they can plug in a point. And if I plug in a point here, we have y equals 1/10 x plus, if we don't know it, b. Then we can plug in a y and an x, so 10 equals 1/10 of 150 plus b. So that would be 10 equals 150 over 10 plus b. So that would be 10 equals 15 plus b minus 15 from both sides, and negative 5 equals b. So I'll leave that up there as well. Here we have start and y-intercept, that's negative 3x plus 4. These they should be okay at. This one isn't again where they need to plug in a point to find b. Here they need to find the rise and the run, find the slope, and then plug in a point to find b. When they are done with that, I have a pink review sheet for them. So you can hand out that pink review sheet and focus problems here. So I'll change that as well. And that's what they can spend the rest of the time on. So I'm just going to go through these slides at a faster pace here so you can work through them as a class. So you can just pause the video and start the video to go from slide to slide. And I will not do any recording so that you don't have my voice in the background.